Alright guys, Supreme Kami over here, and we actually do have a new standard unit to look at. So I am over at the Gundam Mobile's Twitter page. We are going to take a look at the EX skill first, and then we are going to take a look at the overall unit and just kind of talk about how I feel about it and what kind of portrait, and then potentially I don't know how many EX skill we are expected in this video, so let's actually get started. So, oh, what is that? Oh, display incorrectly. Okay, so it's gonna be fixed. So, okay. So let me actually. I'm not gonna make this full size. Actually, I'm just gonna turn down the volume and let's get started. So it's roughly about 44 seconds. So, we should expect more stuff here. So, what are we starting out with right now? We have a Sword Dragoon, which they would eventually change that, right? So EXQ on that. Let me replay that. It's not that terrible. I don't think it's gonna have iframe. Oh, we have a missile funnel. So this one, oh, this one is a shot base. Okay, let me pause that real quick. So this EX skill right here is pretty much a recycled animation. So we have seen this animation in legs, let's say, such as the what is that? The unicorn perfectibility. That's from the backpack, and then we also saw something like this from the Penelope EX skill as well. So this is pretty much a recycled it. So yeah, it looks pretty bad at the moment because it is on a C power, but I'm pretty sure this one would kind of hit semi-hard in any way. If you have the right build, it should most definitely hit hard. So all right, so let's continue. So up next, we should have the cutscene, right? Is this Sepo Swords? That's how you pronounce it. So right off the bat, in terms of the effects, you are getting a melee raise by 39% squad base, so that's good. And then you also do gain a non-flinching for a set period of time. So that is always going to be nice to have. So okay, that looks nice. Wow, that transition to grabbing that sword and then all those. Oh, what is that combination? Hello? Oh, that's hot. That pose, man, that pose is sick. Okay, that's it. That is it, folks. So do let me know how are your first impression look at that EXQ. I think they're definitely doing a fantastic job with these standard EXQ here. They may not be anything I'll be bonker in terms of stat wise over here, but their animation EXQ are definitely top notch. So let's kind of go back into the game and kind of take a look at what we have. So we have two new banners tonight. So we have the August Ultra Banner, so that is a payable, so you have to buy it in order to summon for it. So we're not going to talk about that. So we have so this one is going to be the second 7-star standard unit that we have in game. So first step is going to be a guarantee, and then fourth step is third step is going to be 1 4-star or higher guarantee, and then in terms of fifth step, it is going to be guarantee as well. So do you want to summon on it? Definitely straight up no, because you guys will be able to exchange for it roughly about a month later on. I don't know, because like since the update we have not really had it like every other we hadn't had it like directly every 4 weeks, so sometimes I think it's like 5 weeks, something like that. So do look out for it later down the road. This one is going to be free to play. The last one that I think a lot of people were expecting to kind of get, not the PIGB with the Dark Gundam, but we have the Tesla Gundam. I believe it is actually live since, like, I don't know since when. So same situation with the Testament. So so those are definitely going to be something you can exchange for later down the road. So something I noticed, so this is probably the second Astray centric standard unit that we have gotten, and that's pretty hype. And this one is, I didn't even take a look at the name. So what name is this at? Astray Blue Frame D. I'm like, why didn't I look at the name first? So in terms of the actual unit itself, like, I definitely want the head part. Like, look at that. Is that missiles or funnel missile on the, or just funnels on the head already? That is definitely looking very hot. So so is the backpack the same as the L Strike? Hold up, let me see that. So the backpack is exactly like the L Strike. Okay. I'm pretty sure if I start reading about the Astray Blue Frame D here, we might definitely expect some sort of like, oh, he got the Astray backpack from so and so, and it was passed down to yada yada yada. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'll probably see. Like, they got data from like somewhere. So so we only have 5 parts, so that is actually good. So in terms of like how many EXQ, so we have 3 EXQ and 2 portraits. So let's get started with the head part first. Keep that in mind, this is going to be able to go up to a 7-star when you guys are able to get that. Look at those antennas, man. They are sharp. Whew, my gosh. So in terms of the stat wise, so this one, so let me take a look at the word chat first. Gundam type and then close combat. I'm definitely not seeing so much of, let's say, melee defense. Supposedly this one, you know what, I'm pretty sure this one is going to be a mixed typing, just because of the fact that you do have, you know, those funnel, they kind of act as like a ranged weapon as well, I guess, if you want. So yeah, so stat wise on this one, the head part looks good for shot attack, 12k for shot, and then 6k for the actual shot defense. So if you want to put this onto like a quote-unquote shooting based build, I guess you can definitely do that. You have Gundam type, so you can definitely get some pairing going on. But I would say Gundam type, in terms of the actual part, or like the tracer, is not that relevant. It's still relevant in a ways, but I don't think I will replace that over, let's say, high firepower, just because we do have a lot of important portrait that is ties into that. So Gundam type, I say, would be in a very odd spot at the moment, but it's not a bad option. So so what about the portrait? Wow, this is good. So we're getting, so with speed attribute, you're getting an EXQ CD reduced by 20%. So if any of you guys are trying to do a good cooldown reduction type build with a good amount of stat, let's say standard part, you guys can definitely save up all of your forcer tickets and try to get this one. All you will need is 13 copies of the head part, and then you guys can get this one up to portrait level 10. So this one is looking like a very good investment if you don't want to go for the expensive route, let's say the limited suit. So this one is definitely looking very high for some of the S attributes, so not bad, not bad. All right, so what about the torso? Torso wise over here, so word tag, Gundam type, and mid range. Yeah, so this one is looking like a dual type build. In terms of the word tag, right? But style wise here, okay. So melee attack is definitely very prominent on this part, and then melee defense is like, it's pretty much not there. Yeah, and yeah, this one is inflated to 7-star. So in terms of, you know, if you compare this one directly to 6-star, that melee defense would probably be much lower, I would think. In terms of the shot attack, it's definitely not anything reasonable. Like if they make this anywhere 4k, I would be like, yeah, I can kind of manage with that. But 3k only, I don't know how I feel about that. But you are compensated with a pretty good chunks of shot defense, so I guess I'll take it. But yeah, it's like, even if you do 40% up that 7,000, it's not gonna boost your shot attack by all that much. So I don't know how I feel about the torso. But what about the portrait? So when physical, wait, what? So when physical damage taken, enemy all power reduced by 35%. So when you take physical damage, then you can get that cut. I don't know if this is like, what is that? So this is gonna be a very situational type of thing. So if you're being attacked with any beam attacks, let's say beam melee, beam shot, beam specific EXQ, you're not getting that cut. But why are you getting an all power reduce? What? Okay, I'm pretty sure this is a wonky translation again in a sense, but like this is pretty much when you take physical damage, right? Yeah, there's no doubt about that, but that's kind of strange, I guess. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, that's looking awfully strange to have that's like physical only. Are you kidding me? Man, I don't know how I feel about that, but this one's all power. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, so let's move on, man. Let's move on. All right, Army XQ. So looking over at the stats, 14k. Okay, that's looking respectively good. That is actually looking very hot. Not gonna lie, that is looking, you know, even today. Like if you take a look at some of our Sokai over here, let me just give you a brief example. Let me look at Destiny, right? So Destiny is a big scale, right? But I should have looked at this one. Infinite Justice, I think. Yeah, Infinite Justice. Look at that. So Infinite Justice is a this I'm looking at is at all traded, right? So 14,000, so that's obviously pretty good. But while the Astray Blue Frame D had 14,000 unauthored, but I would definitely have to say in terms of the Astray, that one pretty much have no melee defense, which you can't really compare. But kind of strange how standard nowadays does have some pretty bonker stats at 7 stars. So just kind of want to show you guys right there. But so if this one does, eventually in a very long time ago, or from now on, if this one does get an alteration, this might potentially have some pretty nutty melee attack. But melee defense, yeah, you don't expect any good melee, conversion from the melee defense. So kind of unfortunate right there. But in terms of the shot attack, I guess it's alright, right? Yeah. But in terms of the shot defense, I don't know why they gave it a pretty good ratio right there, so that's cool. So Gundam type and then close combat once again. So we got the Sipo sword, right? So this one is looking at a D pierce and a power, so that's obviously pretty good. And then we have a melee attack up, and so raises your melee attack to your squad by 39%, so that's good. I don't think I saw any form of shot attack in there, like anything in general. So I don't think there's going to be any dual type situation in this one. But eventually, when I do get a copy of this myself, I'll definitely try that out. But I don't think we are getting any mixed damage in this one. So alright, so looking at the leg part, I'm just gonna read the actual translation or like the actual naming, because I believe they said there's like a translation error, I think. So we'll just leave it at that for later on. So this one is looking very strong already. So the Sword Dragoon. So this one is D pierce and A minus power. So yeah, this one's gonna hit like a truck. Okay, 3 seconds for first time users. Okay. Like you wouldn't even need any good amount of initial charge boosting to get this one up and running. So that's good. Gundam type and then close combat once again, and stat wise, does have some pretty good raw melee attacks, so that's always gonna be good to see. But melee defense, are you kidding me? They're continuing to lowering that. Like if you look at this at 6 star, like this one is roughly about maybe 5,000 or not 5,000, 500 or even less. So I don't know how I feel about that. But in terms of the overall shot attack and shot defense, definitely a pretty respectable number if I would have to say so myself, especially the shot defense. Maybe if the shot attack was a little bit higher, but I think that's pretty much a good place to be as a standard in a sense. So yeah, so Gundam type and close combat once again. So okay, we'll just leave the overall word tag instead right there as it is. Alright, so last but not least, we have the back parts. So we have the missile funnel. So this one is looking at a plus piercing and C power, so definitely going to be piercing to any sort of defensive line that your enemy might be having, so that's cool. That's C power is not going to be the best at the moment, so that's going to be it. Okay, in terms of the overall stat, it's going to be same situation, so you do have a pretty nice chunks of raw melee attack, and then melee defense is pretty much not there, so we will just leave it at that once again. In terms of the shot attack, I definitely wish that it would be maybe within like the 4,000 area, at least mid 4,000, to really take advantage of it. But I guess you can say compensated by the overall high shot defense in a way. So Gundam type and mid range. Okay. So this one is definitely looking like a very odd, combination within auto stats, war attack. So this one wants to do both. So we'll just leave it at that. So overall, I think the EXQ is very amazing. So we do have 2 melee EXQ, and then we have 1 shot-based EXQ. So this one is definitely something that I feel like a lot of people may be exchanging for in one spam from now, just because like in terms of standard, they definitely have been popping up lately, right? I think the Testament was a pretty good one to be looking at, and then this one obviously another top choice to exchange for. But do let me know, how do you guys feel about those EXQ? Do you guys like it? Do you guys dislike it? Let me know that down in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys all on the next one.